What's up, everybody? This is Garay, CEO of Realty Resolutions, coming to you with episode number 6 of Realty Check. And what we're going to be talking about today, guys, is giving you a brief market report, a brief overview, a snapshot of where the real estate market is in Dutchess County, New York today, give you an idea of how it compares to just a month ago and where we see it going over the next few months, and then obviously a comparison over what it was like, in this time of last year. So a couple of exciting key indicators if you're someone who's curious about exactly what is happening right now in the market, and we're going to go over some statistics I have here in front of me on, giving you an idea of exactly where we're heading, guys. So one of the first key statistics is that the median sales price is up to $266,000 in Dutchess County, guys. That's up 8% from last month, and that's up 7.2% from last year. So what you're seeing is a steady increase in prices due to the fact that, inventory is low, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. The average sales price is also up. It's up 7.2% from this time last year to $295,000. So that's also a steady increase that we're seeing year over year, which is a phenomenal thing for the real estate market. It's always good to see homes appreciating in value. Last month we had 285 homes sold, and a big reason for that, it's a large number. It's up 26.7% from this time last year and 34% from July of just this year. And the reason that we're seeing that is there was a lot of pending sales in July, a lot of pending sales in August, and we saw those close towards the end of August, middle of August, and into September. So a lot of those sales, the reason that that number is so high is specifically because of all of those sales finally going to closing, getting the deals done, and people moving into their new homes. So another exciting thing is that the percentage of the listing price that the house sells for is up to 96.59%. Guys, it's a 0.4% increase, which is good. It's always good to see that the houses are selling more for what they're listed for. It's always, obviously, if you're looking to sell your house, you want to get as close to that listing price as possible. Total sales, guys, for the year, they're way up. Already this year in Dutchess County, 2,552 homes have been sold. That's over 400 homes more than all of 2015. That's a 20% increase already from a year ago, and that number hasn't even included all of September, October, November, and December. So look for that number to be a massive increase in total sales compared to last year. Guys, months of inventory. Now, this is what's really driving the total, price of the home. This is why you're seeing these prices increase and increase, and it's not only an issue here in Dutchess County, but it's an issue all across New York, all across the East Coast, and all across the U.S. really, is that there's a shortage of houses on the market. There's very, very low inventory, months of inventory, and what this basically says is if no new homes were to come on the market today, how long would it take, estimated, to sell every single one of the houses currently active on the market? And right now they estimate that that's about 5.7 months. And that's actually a 29.6% decrease from last month and a 41.8% decrease from this time last year. So you take those two numbers and you say, wow, the amount of homes active on the market and the amount of houses available for potential buyers is down phenomenally. It's really down a lot compared to last month and last year. And what that's causing is it's causing an increase in price. So as we see less and less houses available, buyers have less and less options, and therefore these bidding wars on some of these homes, we're seeing houses sell for, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 over list price, and we're getting 2, 3, 4 bids on each house, which is relatively unheard of and something we haven't seen since, for many years, since before the crash. So that's always a solid indicator. Obviously, if you're someone who's thinking about selling, now's a great time to do that because of the fact that, obviously, with home prices as high as they are, you're only going to see, for the next couple of months, that trend continue, maybe for the next 1, 2, or 3 months, and then obviously whatever happens with the interest rates, with mortgage and things like that. Obviously, with mortgage rates being so low, it's kind of a double-edged sword right now for buyers, because of the fact that with mortgage rates right now, the average mortgage rate for a 30-year fixed is at 3.64%, averaging only 0.23 points on the loan, which is, considerably speaking, very, very low. Okay, and then for a 15-year fix, we're at 2.91. So for these mortgage rates right now, it's kind of, like I said, a double-edged sword for a buyer, because you look at the mortgage rates and you say, the interest rates are so low on the mortgage, but the home prices are higher than usual because of the fact of the low inventory. So you can either go in and say, I'm going to save money on my mortgage because of the low interest rates, but I'm also going to pay a little bit more for the house that I want. So it's a very kind of difficult situation, and it's a kind of like a dilemma that some of these buyers are finding themselves in. In Dutchess County, guys, the highest demand price point is in the $0 to $399,000 range. So any home that falls in the $100,000 to $399,000, obviously with median sales being $266 and average sale being $295, we're seeing majority of those sales, the majority of the houses sold in the area go in that price point, and that's why you're seeing that be the highest demand, just due to the economics of the area. The most sold, the most houses sold in a given price point is in that $200,000 to $299,000 range, so there's no surprises there. But what's interesting to me is that the highest percentage increase year over year in number of sales is actually in the luxury market, the $500,000 to $799,000 range, which is quote unquote the luxury market of Dutchess County. And I think a couple of reasons for that. I think we're seeing some people who don't want to deal with some of the higher expense counties like the Dutchess, or not, excuse me, the Dutchess, but the Westchester counties, and even some of the Putnam. We're seeing a lot of people from those counties where the taxes are a little bit more, the school taxes, and just overall the cost of living is a little bit more expensive. We're seeing some of those people opt to maybe increase their commute 15 to 20 minutes, or take the train regardless of the commute, to save some money on their home prices. So we're seeing a lot of people start to move from those areas into those higher priced homes, the $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 range, which is interesting because that's really a stronger indicator. When luxury homes are being purchased, that really shows that people are willing to spend money again on their homes, which is a strong sign of that the real estate market has really started to come back and made a comeback here in the last 4 or 5 years after the crash in 07, 08, 09. So overall, guys, very, very positive information on the real estate market. My prediction, for the next maybe 3, 6, 9 months is, maybe over the next few months we're going to see the trend of low inventory and higher home prices continue, but eventually the home prices are going to cap, and no longer will buyers be willing to spend that type of money on a home, and that's going to lead to some sort of correction in the market, whether that be in it's either going to be a decrease in number of sellers, or it's going to be more likely a decrease in the number of buyers, which is going to ultimately lead to a decrease in the price of some of these homes, because they might be a little bit inflated just due to the fact of low inventory right now. That low inventory, not that I think that we're in a real estate bubble per se, that term has kind of been thrown around a couple of times that I've heard some people talk about. I wouldn't say that at all. I would say that the market's due more for a small and then a slight correction within the next 6 to 12 months based off of interest rates going back up, because that's only a matter of time before that happens, along with low inventory. If those inventory numbers start to go up again, maybe people see what the houses are selling for, they could flood the market with more inventory, which would then obviously drop the number of, or not the number, excuse me, but the price of some of the homes on the market. In a more competitive seller's market, you got to price your home accordingly. In a less competitive seller's market, you can get a higher price for it. So expect to see a slight correction. Like I said, not going to be a bubble, not going to be massive, not going to be a crash. Don't get don't start calling that the sky's falling. But definitely keep that in mind. Keep in mind, obviously, as low inventory continues, prices will continue to increase. And if there's any questions, guys, question of the day: what are some other questions you have about the current state of the market? So what are some things that maybe weren't discussed, some key indicators that you're curious about, some things you would like to know about the market today and how it stands and maybe how it affects your home, guys? So comment below, let us know what your questions are, and we love to hear them. We love to answer those for you guys, and keep in check for episode 7. Talk to you guys later.